Hi everyone, welcome to Excel with you. So in today's video, we are going to talk about various text functions that we have in Excel. So text functions are functions which help us to do different kind of operations with the text. And as you can see on the screen, we have a range of operations that we can do with the text functions here. So we are going to cover all of these functions one by one. So I'm going to make the video in two parts because covering all the functions in one video would make the video a little longer. So we'll cover the video in two parts. So as you can see, we can achieve different operational results by using these text functions. So we can, for instance, we can combine the text using some of the text functions. We have the ampersand, we have the concatenate, text join, rept, can extract the text. So from a text or a string, we can extract certain characters at different positions and point of time from the text. So that also we can do. We have different functions for that, like left, right, mid, text before and after, text split. And also we can modify the text as well. We have different functions for that as well. Upper, lower, proper, substitute, replace, trim, clean. We can format and convert the text as well into numbers and string, and we have few formulas for that as well. Text value t function. So let's start. Let's start and see a few of the functions here and how in each function we use different formulas. We can see we use different formulas with the help of examples. So let's start with combining the text here. So combining text basically means we are combining two or multiple strings in different cells, and we have different functions here. So let's see the first one, ampersand. So this basically joins the strings together. So I have written the names here. I've written the name, the first name, and the second name here. So how we can combine that? So let's see. So we'll pick up the first name. We'll select the first name. We'll use ampersand, and then we'll pick up the second name and press enter. And that's how we can combine both the names together in one cell. Now you've seen it has placed the name one after the other. This does not look very appropriate. So what we can do here, along with combining the two cells here, we can also give a space in between. So how we can do that? We'll select the first name, we'll take ampersand, and then now instead of combining it with the second name, before that, let's give a space here. And the way to give space is we'll use the double quotes with a space, and then again use the ampersand here. And then now let's take the second name. So now you can see we have the name and there is a space in between as well. So this looks a little more appropriate. There should be a space between the first and the second name. Moving on to the concat function. So this is again a similar function. Just that instead of the ampersand, we don't need to use any ampersand here. We can simply select these strings using comma. So let's use this function concatenate. Press tab to enter here, and simply we need to select the text using the commas, and you can see it has concatenated the strings in both the cells. Now again we have a similar situation here. There's no space in between the name. So what we can do here, we can use the concat function, and again like the ampersand, we can give a space in between. And how we can do that is we can use the double quote space in between, and then again we can use the second name. So now you can see it has joined both the name with the space in between. So this is how the concat works here. So simply we need to select the different strings with the comma, and if there's something else in between we need to add, so that can also be added there. Now we have the third function, text join. So text join again does a similar kind of job here, and we can join to text with the help of this one. Uh, just that this formula is not available in the lower versions of the Excel, but I can show you on the web version. How it does is basically it will join the two text available, and it will also check if you want to give any delimiter or a separator in between. So let's see, we'll use the text join. They enter. Now the first attribute or the argument that it wants is the delimiter. Let me just give the delimiter as the dash here. Then it will check whether you have any blank cells in between or not. So let me just say ignore the blank cells for as of now, and then I'll give the text 1 and I'll give the text 2 here. I'll close, I'll say enter. So now you see it has automatically joined the two words with the delimiter that I've given in the beginning. So this is again a very helpful formula, or where you don't have to select one by one. You can simply give the delimiter and you can join multiple text together in one go. So that's a more advanced version of the join function here. So that's how the text function works here. Now we have the rept function. So this is more of a function which is used for visual formatting and in cell charts like we have. So what it does basically, it will repeat the string multiple times basis the number of instance that you give. So I've taken two symbols here. Let me just use the function rept. I'll select the cell. I'll give the number of instance as 6, and you can see it has repeated the function that many number of times. So that's how the rept function works here. Now let's move on the extracting text function. So we have a range of extracting text functions here, and we'll see how each of them works here. So first of all, we have the original functions. First of all, we have the historical functions that we have in the Excel. So what it does basically, it will extract the string basis the position you want the characters to be extracted, basis a starting point and the number of characters you want from the string to be extracted. So let's see how it works. I have a sample code here, and let me try to extract from the left part of the string here. So what I can do, I can use the formula left here. I've selected this text and I'll select the number of characters as 2. I'll close this, and you can see it has taken the first two characters starting from the left. So that's how it will extract the characters from the left. Similarly, the right function as works as well. You can select the right function, you can select the text, and you can give the number of characters. Let me just take the last three characters here, close the formula, and that's how it gives you the last three characters as well. So basically this is a selection, this one is a selection from the right side of the string, and this one is a selection from the left side of the string here. So that's how left and right works. So similar to that, we have the mid function as well. So you could have guessed, now the mid function will give you or kind of extract the characters from the middle of the string here. So let's see how does it works in the formula. Let me just use the med function. I'll say tab. So it will ask me the text. I'll give the text, and then it will ask me where do I start with, because we have to extract the text from the middle. So it needs a starting points. So let me in this case give it a starting point as 3, and then it will also ask how many number of characters that you want to extract. Now again, let me just give the 3 as I want the middle code from this word here. So let me just give 3 again, and let me just close the formula. Now you can see it has extracted the middle code here for me. So that's how the mid function works here. So now we have few more formulas. So these are formulas again, these are not available in the desktop versions. So I'll show you on the web version. So text split, text before, text after. So these are more advanced formulas of the text extracting function here. So it will basically extract, or basically these works basis the delimiter function. So these are kind of more refined way to extract text, because every time when you're using the right, left, mid, the original functions, you have to keep a track of the number of characters. You have to keep a count of the number of characters, the starting point, or the number of characters here, which becomes clumsy at certain points when you're working with the last data here. So in those cases, we can use these functions here. So let me just show you how each of them works here. So we have the formulas here. The first is the text split function here. So let me just use text split. Now it will ask me the text. So I'll select the text. Then it is asking me the delimiter. Let me just give space as the delimiter, which I have currently in the word here. And then simply I can close it. Now you can see it has given the it has splitted the word into two different cells basis the delimiter that I provided here. So I can simply auto populate the rest of the formulas here. So that's how the split function works here. Now we have text before as well. So how does the text before function works here? So text before, you can see it will simply give you the text for a particular delimiter that you want to have. So let's try to see how we can use this. We can say text before. Now it will ask me the text. So I'll give the text as this one, the email ID that we have. And we need to give a delimiter. So let's give the delimiter as the at the rate here. And now it also asks me the instance. So why does it asking the instance here? Basically, if this delimiter is used multiple times in the words, then it will ask then there the instance will be used. So I'll just say 1, because the at the rate is only once here. Then I'll say exact match, and then we can close. So you can see it has given me the result as Ravi.Varma, which is kind of the initial, part of the string before the at the rate. So that's how you can use the before text before function here. Now similarly, we have the text after function as well. So let me just show you how you can use the text after function. So we need to use the text here. That's how we'll select the text here. Again, it will ask me the delimiter here. Now in this case, I want the last part of the email here. For example, I want the .org.com.in here. So the delimiter that I would need to use is the dot here. But now if you can see, it has two dots here. And here, the instance number will be used, will make sense here. So I've used the text here, and let me now give the delimiter, which is the dot. And now it's asking me the instance number. So I'll say the instance number as 2 because I want the part of the word after the second dot. Let me just make it a sensitive. Yes, sensitive. I'll close the formula, and you can see it has given me com org in. So that's the requirement that I wanted from the string here. We wanted the last part of the email here. So we have achieved those things by using the text after. So these are more refined functions to extract text basis the delimiter, and you don't need to have a count of the number of characters that you need to start or end with. So that's all for the current video. We'll continue with the other two parts of the operations of the text functions in the next video. Thank you.